From the AG Financial Arena right here on the campus of Evangel University in Springfield, Missouri. This is a presentation of the NCHBC National Championship Tournament for 2025. This is Thursday night, and you know what that means. That means it is the night of the semifinal, Final Four ball games, and we have it right here in D2 for girls 18U. The two teams here taking each other on are the FBCHA Eagles out of Richmond, Texas, taking on the Lighthouse Chargers out of right here in Springfield, Missouri. These two teams take each other on as the number 1 seed was the Lighthouse Chargers, number 2 seed was the FBCHA Eagles, and in D2, D1 was pre-selected, so D2 you have to win all your basketball games to get to this moment, and both these teams have done so. Right here with me is Jeff Cannon. I am Trellis Williams, and Jeff, these are two teams that have won all week, and this is a big ball game, and whoever wins will play the ladies from Montana that just won here a little bit ago. And
I expect to see a good one here. We got Fort Bend out of Houston, Texas, and we've got Springfield local, and the arena is still very full. So we had quite the raucous arena with a huge OKC Knights contingent in the previous game, and I don't think it's gotten any less here in the nightcap. So this is going to be a fun way to finish the night.
As we're about to be getting ready for a jump ball here, and it's going to be between number 4 for the FBCHA Eagles. That is Rebecca Taylor going up for the tip against Gabby Oglesby of the Chargers. Again, I say the Lighthouse Chargers, they're basically hosting this tournament, folks. They're right here in Springfield, Missouri.
That's right.
And the tipper is going to be won by the Eagles, and it is in the hands of Soraya Webb. And
quick three to start. Wow. There's somebody that's confident in that shot. She didn't even hesitate.
She is an all-region player from the Big South, as well as all-district. A very good player there for the Eagles, and she gets a shot up early. Here's the drive to the basket, and there's going to be a foul as Webb will pick up her first foul of the ball game. Driving the lane was another star, this time for the Chargers, Azriana Lattimore, who will head to the free throw line. She was all region in the Heartland.
Yeah, testing the officials' whistles early and getting rewarded for it.
Lattimore hitting her first free throw. And in a game like this with two teams that have had paths to this game in which they have dominated in a lot of ways. Now Lighthouse did win their last ball game by 2, though.
Yeah,
wow.
If this is any indication, we're going to see a very fast-paced game, very short possessions, 2 to 3 seconds each, so far what we've seen on both sides is fairly porous defense from very attacking offense. Really well done trap there and picked up. We got a quick transition and a missed bucket. I thought that was all but foregone conclusion, and off her foot, we have another turnover.
We have another turnover. Francis has the ball. Francis got a bucket, then she missed that last one. Getting it back to Webb, and we're going to have them working here from the corner.
Strong passes by both teams. This is a team, especially Fort Bend, a lot of size and a lot of strength and a lot of speed. So we're going to see if Lighthouse can match that same intensity. But so far, Fort Bend and Sarah Webb is all that's advertised right now.
And Webb across court, Francis for 3. Front rim no good. Oh, and Webb gets in there to force the jump ball off the rebound there from Boyd.
And it's going to, they have the possession arrow incorrect, so it's going to go to the Chargers. I'm
pretty sure the Eagles did win the tip.
That's correct. Yeah. They had. So the Chargers, what I noticed there is they collapsed into the paint. It's almost like we'll give you the 3. We just got to make sure that we get the rebound. And I'm not so sure that's a winning strategy. It has been so far. We haven't seen them convert any 3s yet, but they're going to need to come out and contest against these Eagles wherever they're shooting from, because at the very least they're confident shooters.
And Lighthouse in the white uniforms with the dark blue numbers and letters and the orange trim. Oh, there's a steal on the way to the basket. A left-hand finish there. And that was Julia Patton with her first bucket of the ball game.
Little diamond press, strangely effective below the timeline. And that, but it was because the speed, they are jumping the passes. The illusion is that it's open and it's not. Yeah, she ran right into a wall there, but for some reason is going to get rewarded. That foul is actually going to go on Lattimore.
So Lattimore going to pick up her first. Eagles will have it on the baseline here. Just under 6 minutes to go in the opening period. A 4-1 lead here early for Fort Bend. The Eagles will get it in up top. Taylor decides to kick it out.
Look at this ball movement. It is so good.
And Francis knocks down the J. And just like you're saying, nice ball movement and a good balanced shot. That goes nothing but net.
Look how they cheat up. Yep, they're going to have a timeout. They're going to have to figure out a way to break this. And my advice would be run 3 across. Don't leave a single guard up with a weak side wing and expect to continue to break this press. Run 3 across, put two below it, and neutralize the diamond formation. And if you run into traffic because the trap is below the timeline, it's easy to pull back, switch it, and then find the place down court. But they got to do more than just break the press. They have got to figure out what's going on here with the ball movement. They are not in position to recover. They're not in a position to guard on ball against anybody right now. 24 left. I would not have done that, and as a result, we're going to have another turnover.
Here's Lattimore turning the ball over, and it was gotten back here by the Eagles as they lead 6-1 so far. Just under 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Inside to Taylor, working against the defense. It's blocked and gotten there by Oglesby.
An attacking defense. This may be our first time to see a set. No, we won't because...
drive to the basket. She misses, and Taylor the rebound. Up the floor of the Eagles, and they're going to bring it out into contrul here.
We haven't seen an offensive set yet by the Chargers. We've seen about 6 of them by the Eagles. And
a putback is good underneath.
I mean, it's bad enough that they're doing everything in terms of presses, turnovers, and ball movement. But now add offensive rebounds to that, and this is just an onslaught right now.
Lattimore on her drive. She misses. Ball's going to be out of bounds. We'll stay with the Chargers here. Lighthouse Chargers head coached by Lana Thomas. That is their coach. They finished 6th in the Heartland region. And they're trying to get to this championship ball game for Division II, but the Eagles making it difficult here early. 8-1 ball game. We're going to see a foul here tagged against the Eagles, and it will be against Frankie Francis. Chargers back with it on the baseline with Josie Boyd. Gonna get it in that lane.
Blocked.
Oh, shot is blocked. What a block there by Francis.
Great release there by she couldn't convert.
And her sister Frankie missing at the basket.
Yeah, great release there, but couldn't get it. Well, this is an opportunistic defense and a turnover. They are really rattling the cages of the Chargers here, and it's they just need to settle down, space, get their spacing right, work their press break, play ball.
Chargers coming off a tough one yesterday, a tough win, 36-34 over the Wichita Defenders. And right now the Eagles are really giving it to them. What a bucket and one, but a nice find from Taylor, and she found Patton on the opposite side for the bucket and one.
I mean, that is absolutely the perfect way to run the high-low. We had 21 Patton down in the short corner, just really disappearing. When all the focal point went to that high post, it was just quick pass and up and in.
Free throw does not go. Ball's
and they
tipped,
still get it.
and Webb will get it.
Boy, the Chargers just on their heels right now.
Here's a drive inside, a step back J for Patton, doesn't go.
Boy,
Webb inside.
Oh, what a beautiful play. The only The only disruption there was which Eagle was going to get to come up with the rebound.
Obviously, she was the right one in that situation to put it up with the left hand. Feed it down the floor to Grundy.
Another deflection. Almost a steal.
Here's the drive from Lattimore to the basket.
And another block.
Rejected by Taylor. They were trying to chase it down.
Yeah, they assumed it was going out. If it had chased it a little earlier, they would have completed the turnover.
Just over 3.5 minutes to play in this first quarter, and it is all Fort Bend's way. They're in the dark blue jerseys with the gold letters and numbers. Working it inside the post, turnaround hook shot. Oh, it doesn't go. Taylor the rebound.
Man, this is a tough drought here, and Fort Bend just keeps reloading. They've got 2 new girls in the lineup here.
Small on the drive, left hand.
Oh, just
good.
A little out of control. Boy, they just keep coming.
Oglesby trying to push it up the floor as she did to Jones.
Just not passing where they need it, and she just hands it right back to the Fort Bend player.
And Webb's going to push it up the floor to Patton, to the basket.
Oh, and ill-advised. She should have pulled that up and waited for numbers. And here comes the press again.
Oglesby gets it to Lattimore, back to Oglesby. And Lighthouse trying to find something. A shot there from Lattimore doesn't go, and the rebound.
It's like Fort Bend knows exactly which way the misses are going to go. There's nobody close to them on their rebounding position. They haven't even had to touch a body except each other's. Oh, beautiful high.
Webb to the basket, left hand finish does not go. Taylor chasing it down.
Yeah, beautiful mid-post screen there by number 4, Taylor, and just couldn't finish at the rim.
Chargers basketball here on the baseline, 2:23 to go in the opening period. Fort Bend finished 7th in the Big South region. Very tough region there.
Yeah, a lot of talented teams there. But I tell you what, it's hard for me to believe watching this team for the first time they finished 7th. This is an explosive team with good size, great speed, good hands. About their only weakness is they've missed some of those shots right there at the bucket. But look at the ball movement. Look at the rotation from strong side to weak side.
Francis on the miss, but Webb the offensive rebound. The jumper's on the way, and it's back rim no good.
Look at this, the offensive board after offensive board.
Webb, corner 3, got it! Soraya Webb with 5, and a 15-1 advantage for Fort Bend. And here's
Got to be careful with those hands. They're getting a little too physical on that trap side.
Oglesby splitting the defenders. Now Jones back Oglesby. Her corner 3's an air ball short. Webb the rebound. Eagles with it.
Oh.
And it was Kayla Barlow. And it'd be
interesting. They didn't call a foul. They just called a deflection there.
Minute 21 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, this is all Eagles. Chargers going to have a lot of adjustments to make here at the quarter break. It is.
Webb with it, faking the handoff there to Barlow, but Lattimore read that and popped it out of bounds.
Oh. Barlow, we saw her brother in the previous game. He was a spark plug for the Fort Bend team in that game. Unfortunately, they came up on the wrong end of it. This is not good either. Now the Chargers foul count starting to mount up.
So that's going to be a foul there against Sarah Jones, which will be her first. And we're going to see a substitution here with Frankie Francis going to come in for Soraya Webb. And Webb plays so hard, you want to get her a little break.
Yeah, Fort Bend just keeps reloading.
Drive to the left side. The floater is blocked, but the putback is there from Barlow.
I mean, it's all going your way when the opponent blocks your shot and your teammate's there to scoop it up and then scoop it in.
17-1, and we're going to see a foul, a hack foul there.
I would imagine we'll probably see the press called off here after that. They cannot afford to keep mounting up these fouls in the midcourt. Look for Fort Bend now with a commanding lead to either at least pull that press back a little bit or even take it off completely.
Grundy to get it in. Does to Jones. Down to the corner, Oglesby.
We haven't even gotten a chance yet to see what kind of defense Fort Bend's playing, because Lighthouse has rarely had a chance to play an offensive set.
Lattimore finding the open J and knocking it down, a three-pointer.
Finally, we knocked the lid off the basket for Lighthouse.
Sarah Jones knocking down the three and giving the Chargers a little bit of a spark here, and there's a drive there from Francis. Nice reverse layup.
What a shot.
Frankie Francis with 2. And a 19-4 lead, under 10 seconds to go here in this opening quarter, and another foul against the Eagles, and that's exactly what you're talking about. They can't be doing that. Even though they lead by 15, they can't be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you're shooting yourself in the foot here. You have set the commanding pace here, and I get it. I firmly believe that this team fuels off of turnovers to fuel their offense. So from their perspective, they're like, but we need that press, because that's what gives us energy. I had a team like that at 14U many years ago, but you also got to be smart about it. You can still have an attacking defense even in a half-court set and still accomplish that. We had several of those, but they're gambling too much. They're already making enough mistakes, Lighthouse is, to that you don't need to be over there reaching, grabbing, bumping, and right now, that's really the only weakness of this Eagles team, is just a little bit too aggressive in that midcourt.
Gabby Oglesby knocks down both free throws. She's the captain of this Lighthouse Chargers team, and you can see how vocal she is on defense. But what a drive there from Frankie Francis right before the clock expires. And she just went right past her man and got right to the basket for the right-hand finish on the left side. And we got a 21-6 lead for Fort Bend after 1 quarter. And what if you are Coach Lana Thomas of this Lighthouse team, what are you telling your girls here?
Well, first thing I tell them is, how do you have such a porous defense behind the on-ball defender that she had a wide open lane to go uncontested when there's 4 girls right behind her? So that tells me, first and foremost, you got to button up your defense. You have 0 help side defense working right now, and there's 0 recovery. That tells me there's no communication on the floor. They're not talking to each other. They should be telling each other who's got who, and when that changes based on how the ball moves, and if you have to change your assignments. There's no communication out there, and nobody knows what to do once the ball swings from one side to the other. And that's something that Fort Bend is doing exceptionally well. Offensively, they've just got to, first they got to break this press. And like I said, I would run 3 across. You got to outnumber them. You always got to outnumber your opponent when they press. If we could ever see Lighthouse in a half-court set, we might be able to tell what they can do. Right now, we don't have a clue, because once they do get across, they are so panicked, so scrambled. They are just taking whatever shot is available to them rather than calming down, setting up their offense, and seeing what kind of success they can get in a half-court set. But first thing they got to do is break this press.
21-6 ball game lead for the Fort Bend Eagles. And they're going to get it into Webb, and she's really pushed the tempo of this offense here for the Eagles. And a nice feed inside to Rebecca Taylor, who puts it in off the window.
Absolutely beautiful play there.
Here's the swing. Now attacking from the corner is Stewart, and she lost the basketball.
Yeah.
And now you got Francis pushing it to Webb. He'll step back.
Such great. Oh, wow.
Feeds it to Francis.
That was not intended for her. That was supposed to go all the way across the court.
Webb for 3 and banks in good, and she says, I'll take that too.
Shrugs her shoulders and said, I didn't mean to, but I will take it.
8 for her, and it's a 20-point lead for the Eagles. They nearly broke that up. And now a drive from Lattimore to the corner, Stewart, and now to Oglesby.
It's like it's literally like there's 6 Eagles on the court. They have so much energy. It's almost impossible for me to tell exactly what defense they're running, because they have 2 on the ball at all times. Their coordination is so good, and for all I can tell is it's some kind of a matchup zone with a double team pressure on the ball whenever there's 2 close. But it's so well run that Lighthouse doesn't even know how to attack it.
And the Eagles just take the ball back and a finish at the basket there from Julia Patton.
I don't know how this team finished 7th at the Big South. This is an incredibly talented team. Now they're going to a 1-3-1. So now I can actually see this defense. They're in a 1-3-1 zone, which is this is how you beat it is with the 4-corner offense. Dean Smith's specialty.
And they're going to feed Webb down the floor, and she'll be fouled. Have 2 shots at the basket. And the thing that I love most here about this Fort Bend team is just how well they go from defense to offense and turn into their fast break.
Yeah, it's definitely one feeds the other, and it is like it's like breathing. They can't exhale without an inhale, and their defense is their inhale, and then do they exhale when they go streaking towards the basket with just such energy, speed, and surprisingly high control when they do it. And Lighthouse cannot match their speed. It's not even close.
Soraya Webb
got a lane violation there by her teammate, and that'll cost her a free throw.
And so she comes up with no points there at the foul line, but it's still a 28-6 lead for the Eagles here.
So they did call off the press. And they also changed the 1-3-1.
Stewart the drive, inside, our floater, over the backboard. They're going to call that a foul there.
Yeah, a little body bump at the end.
That's going to be on Aspen Clay. This is her first go in this ball game, and she's going to commit a foul here. To the free throw line will be Lila Stewart.
Yeah, Fort Bend has done a great job disguising their defenses, and it's just so difficult for this offense to adjust, especially as fast as the pace is. Oh, an offensive board there. It's taken right away.
And the Eagles just take it. And here comes Francis feeding to Webb on a step back.
Wow, did you see that? That was off her back foot, 2-hand shovel pass, almost a no-look. Beautiful pass there by Sarah Webb.
And Frankie Francis with the follow.
And the back, and the back pop.
Pops the ball out of bounds.
We call that lazy defense. I think the coach might have said the same thing. You move your feet.
Lighthouse will throw it in on the baseline.
So now they're in a 2-3 defense on the inbound. We'll see if they stay with it or if they switch out of it.
In the post now,
and
the Eagles just gobble that up.
Yeah, she just Boyd never had control of it.
Gonna feed it inside to Taylor. Nice move up and under, she's fouled. The thing is, if you're gonna come at the Eagles, you best not to be fumbling.
Yeah, they are clearly intimidated by the pace that the Eagles have come out with, and it has altered the pace that it clearly looks like they like to play with. Obviously, they're an outstanding team because, like you said, they've won all 3 games to get here, and that's not easy to do in this tournament, especially at the D2 level. So for them to see this tells me they have not seen speed like that yet this week.
On the second foul shot here.
And there's a lane violation. She's going to get another free one, except she made it.
So Taylor with 4 points on the ball game, but she's done a lot of stuff for that team.
Yeah, and Sarah Webb has just shown why she's all region. It's not just what she does scoring-wise. She has superior control of the ball when she's dribbling up the court. Like she can stop on a dime. She sees the court so well. I would have loved to have seen that cross-court pass actually go to the intended recipient instead of getting intercepted by her own teammate in the middle, because it was literally a bullet past the noses of two Chargers. And yeah, she's been extremely impressive, and yeah, she's clearly the floor general out there. But the other thing that impresses me is how deep this team is. They have They have gone at least 3 deep into the bench, and I haven't seen any drop-off in terms of speed, energy, capability, and team chemistry.
So FBCHA finished 7th in the Big South, as we mentioned. They got the number 2 seed here in the Division II. Lighthouse Chargers got the number 1 seed. Their road to this ball game for Fort Bend beat the Cash Eagles 62-14 on Monday.
Wow.
Beat the Southeast Nebraska Dragonflies 57-17, so a 40-point win after their 48-point win. And then on Wednesday, they beat EVAC out of Arizona, the number 3 seed, 63-47, so a 16-point win there. And so all their games, last game, of course, that's a tough one with EVAC. EVAC obviously gave them a good challenge, but they've been able to rule in school. Lighthouse, they beat a Team USA team by 33, beat Eagle Height Eagles from Arkansas by 9, and then beat the Wichita Defenders by 2. So they've had closer games here in this tournament.
A block.
But what a big block there by Taylor. 5:20 to go in the first half. Cross-court pass to Webb on the swing.
One-handed. And her name is not Sarah Webb. And, yeah, they've just got a host of weapons at every position. Guard, post. The only thing we haven't seen from this Fort Bend team is a lot of three-point shooting because they don't need it. I mean, if you can accomplish this type of offense and never have to shoot a three, you got to love that because your field goal percentage is probably through the roof.
Here's another steal here for the Eagles. Now up the floor, they're pushing it. The drive from Barlow.
Look at that. That was a no-look. She did not even know that Small was up there, but she trusted that she would be. And sure enough, there she was to gather a blind pass. I mean, she had to throw over 2 Chargers. There's no way she could have seen the top of that key, but she knew her teammate was supposed to be there, and as a result, Small's shooting free throws.
Faith Small missing the first foul shot right here. She'll have another one coming up. A 26-point lead here for the Eagles. 4:48 to go in the first half. And the second free throw does not go either. And the rebound is pulled in by Lattimore. She pushes the pace. Trying to find something. Lattimore's shot does not go.
This pace does not favor Lighthouse at all. And the more that they play it, the more Fort Bend knows it.
Barlow the drive to Webb, driving baseline, trying to drop it off inside.
The one time it doesn't work.
It'll be a backcourt violation. She was trying to feed it inside to Aspen Clay, but they just didn't get it to the right spot there.
You know, when you make a lot of those Showtime passes, and she's awfully good at them, but you are going to make some turnovers doing that.
Chargers basketball.
This is the calmest we've seen Lighthouse in a possession yet. That was the first time they actually got to dictate the pace and set up a set. Unfortunately, it was a good corner 3 look, but just didn't go anywhere near the rim.
Just over 4 minutes to go in the first half. Left side of the floor is Faith Small. She's going to drive. And she gets hemmed up. They kick outside to Barlow and on the swing to Webb.
She lost a shoot. I love how this team swings the ball from side to side. It's basketball 101. The best way to move any defense, man or zone. Shift the ball from one side to the other at least once, if not twice, or even 3 times to get the best look you want. That's how you move a defense out of their comfort zone. And Fort Bend has been really good at it.
Left wing
that was a
3.
flat shot.
Yeah, it's going to be fought for. Ball will be tipped out of bounds, and it was a tough choice here.
I got to believe that slipped out of her hands because I can't imagine she wanted to shoot something that flat.
Chargers basketball.
Yep, Eagles have gone to a 2-3 now.
Here's the drive, the floater, and it's off the mark and tipped out of bounds by Lighthouse.
Once again, just rushing. And I get it, you're down 26, but you're going to get down further you can't at least get a shot you like.
Webb drive inside.
Yeah,
and her shot's
they're
missed.
not going to give her that. She was out of control. And, that was finally good gap placement on the help side behind the on-ball defender. That was the first time we've seen that, and as a result, it gave their star point guard a little trouble.
Chargers with the basketball now up top. Feed to the wing.
Beautiful.
And I think she was trying to find a pass, but she got moving before she had her decision.
Yeah, she was like, normally the person sitting at the top of the charge circle is open, and as soon as she looked up, she saw it wasn't, but she had already picked up her dribble.
Francis out to Barlow. Barlow on the move now. Feeding to Small. Driving baseline. Shot was
right
blocked,
there.
and the putback is good.
Beautiful little floater there
For Allie Lee.
I tell you what, these Barlow kids are high energy. I've now gotten to see her and her brother play, and they are both just spark plugs for their team. Really, really talented kids.
On the baseline now is Josie Boyd, and she'll get the ball in bounds. A swing over to Jones. She's hemmed up at the short corner, trying to get out of there, feeding it inside to the post.
Finally.
They're going to get to the free throw line. Josie Boyd will, and just like you're about to say.
We finally had a set where they played at the right pace. They were in the right position. You rarely see that happen in the short corner, by the way. But I think that was, she didn't want to get twice burnt from the previous possession where she turned it over. And that time she looked long enough to where she could identify exactly where Boyd was.
Boyd has another free throw coming up. It will not be good.
Pushing the back. That wasn't egregious. Down 27. Sometimes you see the refs give them that, but they weren't having that.
Foul is on Barbada. And the Eagles with the ball now, under 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. And sometimes it's hard. It feels like the game is come and gone.
Yeah, this one,
and a big steal there by.
Oh, but see, dribbling through traffic is just going to get you. You got to hold that ball and let them clear. Wait till your point guard comes.
Francis for three. And not there, and the rebound's chased down by Small.
You just see the difference in the energy is Fort Bend chases down every loose ball. Chargers are waiting for it to come to them. That was ill-advised.
Barlow's scoop shot is missed.
Oh, I can't believe that's Fort Bend ball. I think that was last touch by Barlow.
So now they're looking to get it in here on the baseline. Allie Lee. Get it out to Small. Small on the move.
Wow.
And she's fouled.
Yeah, that's going to put him in the bonus.
15 foul of the second quarter against Lighthouse until the free throw line is Faith Small.
Yeah, fouls are starting to mount up, at least the team fouls anyway. I'm not sure about the individual fouls, but she just likes a flat shot. She even shot her free throw flat.
And she's one for three
Bill
from the line.
Lambier, remember?
Yeah.
Bill Lambier was the king of the flat shot. Another lane violation. That's the second one I've seen this quarter. One by each team.
Oglesby.
Split it. That's nice.
Nice drop off underneath to Boyd, who's fouled from behind.
Great identification there by Oglesby to see that the gap on that 2-3 was really wide because they were anticipating her sending it to the wing. So beautiful drive and the kick to Boyd there.
Boyd will miss the first free throw. She's got one more. She has 1 point on the game. She hit a free throw on the last pair. She misses both there. And Barlow will pick up the loose change. Minute and a half to go in the first half. The Eagles have a commanding 28-point lead. And Small on the left wing.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to. Well,
Small
that's a walk.
inside.
That's a walk. Oh, a jump.
They're going to call it a jump ball. I do believe that Lighthouse had their hands on it while she was walking there.
Chargers ball.
As it will be Lighthouse basketball. 28-point game, in a 19 to go in the first half.
It looked for a second like Fort Bend was going to slow it down a little bit, and then Small decided she was ready and just took off on the drive.
Lattimore feeding Oglesby.
Yeah, they're just a little bit out of position on that top side.
Jones, the drive.
That's nice.
Floater off the window, no good. Boyd on the offensive board. There's going to be a call there.
Yeah, I think it's going to go on 12. It is.
Allie Lee going to pick up her third.
And that puts them in the bonus. I would like to see Lighthouse have a little bit better spacing. You can see once the ball goes down into that baseline area when they're getting it to the slot, everybody compresses. It's normal for the defense to compress. The offense should not. They got to find space. And right now, the Chargers aren't finding space.
Lattimore got the offensive rebound. Her three pops out. Boyd's putback is good.
Boy,
and they finally find a field goal. It's only their second field goal of the entire ball game.
So sad. It's not for lack of effort, but Fort Bend has just been relentless defensively.
And then, I mean, some of the Charger shots that they have gotten they just won't go in. Jones got a tip on it, and then it also touched Barlow.
I thought it did. I thought it was kind of a double tip there, and it looked like it did go off the hand of Barlow. Good catch there by the officials.
Lighthouse basketball with 30 seconds to go here in the first half. There's a fake.
You almost want to shoot that, but that was actually a better look. Oh,
Boyd missing
just doesn't go
at the cup.
Really good passing combination right there.
15 seconds to go in the first half. Small to the basket, blocked by Oglesby, gotten by Lattimore, and she's fouled 90 feet away from the basket. And she will go to the foul line for 2 shots.
Yeah, and that's going to be.
The foul's going to be on Lee, and that's her fourth.
Well, she thinks that she threw arms, but the ref's telling her you threw your face in there. We saw that. I saw that the other day in the NBA game, and he led with his face. Thought that he should have gotten a flagrant. They actually went and reviewed it. But the bottom line is you can't lead with your face. That throws the elbow foul out the window. When you stick your jaw right in their space and they knock you, it's a foul on you.
So, Adriana Lattimore,
she just fouled out. She did.
Oh wow! I thought I had her down for 4 fouls. She just fouled out in the first half, which is unbelievable. I haven't seen that at all in this tournament. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
I'm guessing, and I think that makes sense because she did get 2 pretty quick fouls when they were in the diamond press. She was one of the offenders when there was those fouls from the side. I think they're trying to verify whether or not that was 4 or 5, but that is shocking that she was even on the court if she indeed had 4. Honestly, even if she had 3, because this is an awfully early exit for a Fort Bend player, and I get it. They've got 8 total team fouls this half, or is it? I don't know if they got in the bonus or not in the first quarter, but
this
was 6. This was 6 in this quarter.
As a team, they have 8.
Okay, so yeah, it was only 2 in the first. So it is a little shocking that she was in that situation.
They are deliberating. I had her down for 4 fouls, so
okay,
we'll have to see what they end up coming up with here. But the home book is the official book, which means that the Lighthouse Chargers have the official book.
As of now, it's standing.
So she's fouled out of the ballgame in the first half, and that may have just been an oversight because, you know, when you're up by 26, you might not be very concerned with it, but then when she's fouled out, you might think, okay, that's not what you were wanting.
But I think, you know, early on when she had the 2 early is, you know, And that's not the coach's fault. The coach has way too many things to think about. That is the table's responsibility to tell their coach exactly where they stand at all times so that they have full knowledge of what they need to do there. Small just bats it right back to a charger.
Lattimore puts it up and misses.
Another. Oh.
And Oglesby had the three-pointer, but it's just she didn't get it off in time. So that will end out the first half. 35-10 lead for the Fort Bend Eagles as they just had a dominant start to the ball game. And that's going to bring us to the half. I'm Trellis Williams. With me is Jeff Cannon. We will step aside and be right back for second half action right here. This is the 2025 NCHBC National Championship Tournament.
When it hurts, real time it. When it hurts, real time it. When it hurts, real time it. When it hurts, real time it.
Ouch!
When it hurts, real time it.
Second half action coming right at you right here from AG Financial Arena. The Fort Bend Eagles lead the Lighthouse Chargers 35-10 in this Final Four matchup for Division II and Girls 18U.
Yeah, Lighthouse is going to have to do something here early, if for no other reason, to get away from the running clock in the fourth quarter. They are dangerously close to that mark already, and so.
And Eagles will get it in. It's Webb with the basketball, 25-point lead. Eagles just wanting to add to it. Lighthouse wants to make a little bit of a dent here. 25 points is tough to come back from, but they want to make it happen. Lattimore with the rebound, and the Chargers have it with Oglesby. Back out Lattimore, picking up her dribble here and feeding it in. Drive from Jones.
That's good test there. So far so good in terms of navigating the zone, making good decisions, not turning the ball over, finding the right pass. I like it.
Ball into Jones on the right side. Feeding it down, and the jumper's there and good. A three-pointer from Oglesby.
Great start.
She's got 5 points, and it's 35-13. And now it's Francis across court to Webb. Back cross court to Francis. Corner three, in.
Boy, they do love their skip passes, don't they?
And they work well for them.
They're very accurate with them. I mean, normally you'd say you try and coach your team not to do that, but these girls are strong and accurate with their passes. That's going to be
Lattimore traveling on the play.
Just
she picked up
that foot.
Yeah, picked up that last foot before she went up with the shot and arguably got fouled even, but that was after the travel. Oh, ball's broken up there.
Yeah, that was
by Barbado.
Yeah. Barbado was playing cornerback there and had plenty of time to recover. All right.
Shot up, no good.
Good position there for the
Taylor.
rebound.
And dropping it off to Jones. Yeah. Trying to feed it out to the corner, but it's errant, out of bounds.
Yeah, the Eagles are doing a good job of cutting off the supply lines there off a baseline drive. They're giving them the baseline drive, almost baiting them into making that pass into a heavy trafficked lane. Kind of goes back to what I said before, is those girls that are responsible for being in the lane off of that baseline drive pass have got to find open space. They can't go where the defender is.
Ball's going to be tipped out of bounds. And it'll stay with the Eagles, and Webb will throw it in. Soraya Webb, number 11, going to throw the ball in. She's got 8 points so far in the ball game. Eagles will set some screens here, get it out to Francis, and hand it back off to Webb.
Oh, nice delay there. Looked like she was going to shoot it, and then she hands it off.
Francis missed. What a rebound from Taylor. She's pushed in the back, fouled.
I mean, she was almost levitating over the out-of-bounds line. And Lighthouse decided to send her the rest of the way.
The foul will be on Gabby Oglesby.
For a minute there, I thought they were waiting to let the little kid that ran across the baseline clear.
Webb looking to get it in. Into Taylor. Feed into Francis.
Wow.
Outside to her sister
Gotta
Frankie,
love that inside,
and that
outside.
three-pointer does not go. And Boyd the rebound. And getting it out of there to Jones.
Let's see if they can maybe fix a couple of these issues. One of them which, oh no, a turnover.
Oh, Webb picks her clean. And she'll bring it into control. Oh, she'll just go on the attack left hand, but not able to put it in.
Ill-advised into a triple team there. What I was going to say is the Chargers need to find an opposite corner off that baseline drive.
Corner three for Lattimore does not go, and Taylor the rebound. Ball stripped.
That was going to be a delayed call based on whether or not Fort Bend got out of that. But yeah, that was a hold from behind.
Foul's going to be on Josie Boyd, and that'll be her second.
Ref was giving some dirty looks over there to the the Chargers fans.
Just over 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Going to feed it to the high post to Taylor. She's working against that defense.
Yeah, see, that's where you got to have that corner open.
Frankie Francis.
Yeah, Lighthouse didn't. That's the one thing Lighthouse is missing off that baseline drive, whereas Fort Bend had that corner. It was a quick swing to the wing and an easy three. Yeah, maybe she's going to talk over the formation here, but what you've got to see is whenever you've got a baseline drive from the strong side, you have to have a weak side corner. That's your number one bailout point if the two paint players are not open. We've seen that now twice in a row where the baseline driver saw that there was no open look and had nowhere to go with it other than to continue the drive to the opposite side. The problem is that takes too long, and it allows the defense to recover, move from what was the strong side to now the new strong side, and it gives absolutely no advantage to the offense. But by what you saw on the other side, Fort Bend, because they had that weak side corner, it was so easy to pass it to the corner, quick to the wing. The defense was already overloaded on what was the strong side, and the wing was wide open for a very good three.
Chargers will get the ball in on the sideline. They lead by 28 points. Or they trail by 28 points, the Chargers do. Lattimore going to feed it. That ball's broken up there by Small. Wow. Oh, and it went off the leg of Jones.
Yeah, I think that was a missed call. I think it actually went off the leg of the Fort Bend player first. They actually went off two legs, and it's a bang-bang play there.
Small feeding it over to the wing to Patton. Patton did a lot of damage early with 8 points, and she didn't play much in that second quarter.
Wow, good pass.
Taylor, high post J, no good. Patton the rebound and her putback.
See how they attack those rebounds? While Lighthouse just expects it to come to them. So they're just sitting there waiting on it.
Leads up to 30.
That's a walk.
Feed inside to Boyd for the bucket and one. Definitely seemed like a little bit of a movement of the steps, but getting it in for Boyd for the and one there.
I tell you what, Boyd is, they should feed her more. I wouldn't mind seeing a two-man ISO play there with Boyd because she has been successful now a handful of times on that low post play, drawing the foul, and that time not only did she draw the foul, she got the bucket to go. We saw earlier in the first half that she had a lot of those that ended up at the free throw line. She didn't make the bucket, and unfortunately she also didn't make the free throws, but that's a good play there to run a two-man play there. You can have the wide open wing, put three on the weak side, and run a two-man play. Force the Eagles to make a choice.
So the ball will be back with the Eagles. It's a 28-point ball game, 43-15.
Yep.
And they got Webb up the floor feeding Barlow. Barlow, the drive. Oh,
wow.
Nice find on the backside to Small, who's fouled underneath.
Oh, wow. I mean, right now, just everything is going right for the Eagles. They are making passes that I don't think even people in the stands are seeing until after it's made. You know, typically when you see teams make a lot of those kind of gamble passes through a lot of traffic where it's just got to be on a dime, that's where you see a team that makes a lot of turnovers. This Fort Bend team has had very few turnovers in this game, and they have had none off of those bullet passes.
Small will hit the second, and the lead will be back up to 29. Here's the drive from Barbado.
Good pass. Switch the side.
Jones to Lattimore to the basket.
Just
She
too
short-armed
low.
it.
Yeah.
And here comes Piper Francis. Small drive inside. Nice scoop shot, but it doesn't fall there. And now it's Oglesby pushing the tempo.
Got an opportunity for a fast break.
And now Lattimore against Taylor.
Nice pump
She'll
fake.
put it up, missed it.
Oh, no.
Rebound Small. Nothing really going right for Lighthouse here. As you're talking about a two-footer.
Yeah, that's when you throw up your hands and say it is not our day. Because that was beautifully done. She even pump faked it, goes up and under, and somehow just doesn't make it.
Jones hitting Barbado, who hits Lattimore underneath, and that one goes down.
That up and under went in.
Adriana Lattimore, a very good player here for this Chargers team. She's kind of struggled with only 4 points on the ball game.
Jeez.
Nice find on the opposite side for the finish by Small.
It's just so good. I mean, they don't care about traffic. Their passes are so firm, so fast. They just know they're gonna be able to complete it to their receiver. A little bit too aggressive there by Small. She knows it.
She'll pick up her first. It'll be Lighthouse's basketball on the baseline with 2:38 to go in the third.
They're right on the 30-point precipice right here. They need some cushion to prevent that clock from moving in the fourth.
Turnaround shot.
That'll help.
Good.
That will definitely help.
Oglesby on the turnaround J. She's got 7, most points for an individual player on the Lighthouse Chargers, and it's Webb with the basketball on the far left side. She's going to deal with a trap, and she'll get it there to Francis here, Piper Francis, to the corner Small. Small's been doing damage here since that first quarter, and she's on the drive, and they're going to call the foul inside on Oglesby. That'll be her second, and Faith Small back to the free throw line.
You know, it's crazy. She was both out of control and in control, kind of wild from the body, but she made sure that she only took those 2 steps and then flung that ball knowing she was going to get that foul call. So pretty heads-up play there. But it was a good trap there up top by the Lighthouse. I'd probably go to that again, see if I can't get some success with it, because they came close to getting a turnover there. Now Small's going to apply some pressure.
Small made 1 out of 2, putting the lead up to 28. Here's the drive from Lattimore baseline. It's stuffed there by Francis. I think they're going to call the foul on the body on Webb.
Yep. Exactly right.
And that's her second. Inside to Boyd. Ball was tipped a little bit. Lighthouse able to get it back. And they're going to feed it inside to Boyd, who's fouled underneath by Francis.
Yeah, if Boyd was just a little more successful from the free throw line, this would be a great strategy for them to just keep feeding, and it would open up things for the remaining players. But she's just not been very good from the free throw line today. I think she's rushing it a little bit. You know, as soon as she gets the ball, she's just like launching it. She needs to take her time, set her legs. Get some rotation on that ball. They're much better. Boyd
doesn't make the second one there. Webb the rebound. Minute 50 to go in the third, and she's pushing some pace here.
Yeah.
Over to Barlow.
I mean, look at these passes.
Another skip pass. Three-pointer for Webb as she knocks it down. And, I mean, this Eagles offense, a thing of beauty.
It really is. I mean, I don't know many varsity guys teams that pass the ball this well with this strength from one side of the court to the other. Oh.
Francis not able to get the pass out, and Oglesby just caught it and knocked it down.
Wow, finally woke this crowd up too.
And she's in double figures, leading this team in scoring. She's their overall leader as captain of the team, feeding the high post there. On the give and go, Barlow, kick out, jumper. No good. Still a good offensive possession, but Oglesby with the rebound for the Chargers. And there's going to be a travel.
I feel certain. No, it's a clock issue. I feel certain that most of Barlow's passes have been one-handed. She could be a quarterback or a javelin thrower. I mean, she is so accurate just hurling that ball with one hand. It's crazy. Fundamentally, you would say never do that, but she's so good at it.
The jumper there is no good, and Barlow the rebound.
And she stepped out of bounds.
It'll be Chargers ball, just over 46 seconds to play in the third.
These Chargers fans just want something, any type of momentum they can cheer for, and to get back in this game, and
nice
things like this happen.
Nice tip from Small. She's got the basketball. She's in the spin, lost her footing, but she still got it to Barlow. A bounce pass out to Webb. Webb, deep three. three, in! She rattled it in! Soraya Webb with 14 points.
Amazing.
That was a 31-point lead.
That was beyond the college three.
They call it a 2, so it's 13 for her.
Oh, they did? Boy, it looked like she was so deep. I guess my vision is going because that looked deep.
No, excuse me. When they were fixing the scoreboard, they had it at 51, and so I thought it was at 51. It was actually.
I was about to say she launched that from almost the signature of that's on the court.
First free throw for Lattimore does not go.
When it rains, it pours. I mean, Chargers can't buy a bucket from 2, from 3, and now from 1. It has just been one of those days. I'm sure they'd like to hit the reboot button and try this again another day. But today was just not their day. And we are now right at that 30-point gap, which means that barring some type of change in the score in Lighthouse's favor, we will have a running clock to start the fourth quarter. Nice
drive from Webb to the basket. She didn't even throw the ball in.
No, she didn't. And the refs are going to let that go, but he shakes his head saying, you know you're supposed to inbound that, right?
Webb with the bucket there. She's got 16 points leading the team in scoring and a 55-23 lead for the Fort Bend Eagles. I think it's safe to say they're going to head to that Division II championship game for the girls 18U division where they take on the Crusaders from Montana.
Yeah, and I got to say the Crusaders are in for some serious competition. We saw the Crusaders struggle quite a bit in the previous game offensively, especially against the zone early. So we're going to, if the Crusaders are going to be successful against this team, now we don't know what this team will look like tomorrow. They may come out flat. I mean, today they came out like red hot fire. Like I don't know why they're not, top level D1. But based on what I saw the two teams do in these two games, I would give the edge to Fort Bend. I'm assuming the Crusaders coach and players have stayed here to scout this game, but they are going to have to really be prepared to break the press, to be very efficient in their offensive sets, and to be on their toes defensively because this team switches the ball so well from one side of the court to the other that if they do this tomorrow the way they did this tonight, I would say it's very, very hard to defend.
But one thing about the Crusaders, though, they did have some height, which is one thing that Fort Bend, they don't have a whole lot of height. They have a lot of guards, a lot of very good guards. They do lack, and that's one thing about in the Big South Regional. I don't know, how those. I didn't see any of their games from the regional, but some of those teams in the Big South have really a whole lot of height on their team that may affect them sometimes. The Chargers don't really have that much height either.
Yeah, but the problem is that Burlingame is going to have to be stronger with the ball. She has exceptional height, but she was not strong with the ball in that first game, and Jalen Williams was the other. Both Williams sisters were the other ones. They were much stronger with the ball. They don't have quite as much height, and I think Taylor will be able to match up well with at least one of them. But regardless, a lot of times speed, especially movement from one side to the other, can beat height, and that's going to be very difficult for the Crusaders to compete with if they play at this same level. But this just, it could be an anomaly, but I don't know. These girls have really, really good chemistry and very accurate play. Well, guess who's in the game? She did not foul out.
So apparently over the break, they found out that Allie Lee, is who we're talking about, did not foul out, and so voila, she's back in the ball game with a bucket.
That's awesome because she was. You could tell how upset she was, both at herself and at the situation, because she wanted to play this game, and she wanted to be a part of this victory. And she was.
They were up by 25 when she.
I was about to say she gets a lot of credit for it, but she wants to help her team win all four quarters. She better be careful though, because she doesn't want to pick up her fifth officially.
6:46 to go in the game. A 30-point advantage for the Fort Bend Eagles here. Lee's going to swing it. And now it's Webb. Deep three. And back rim no good. Rebound Patton. Feed inside to Taylor where the reverse layup is good.
Yeah, this is about as complete of a game as you can play.
And a 32-point advantage. Just over 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Jones, you can tell Jones hasn't really wanted to shoot the outside shot. She's had some openings there.
I mean, look at that. She just stood her up, stayed with her, hands straight up, never dropped them. That's why I say I think Taylor can play with the Williams girls fairly well. And you know they've got some size. Look over. There's some size over there. 44 Clay. She was effective when she was out there. She didn't have to play much. So I think they have a pretty good balance of size and speed, guard and post, and but I also think the Crusaders didn't really show off the talent that they have. The two sisters, the Opheim sisters, have a lot in the tank that we didn't get to see tonight. So I do think it will be a good game.
Webb, what a steal! She's fouled at half court.
Yeah, I don't know why she's in this game. At this point, it's the time to take your starters out. You're up 32 points. It's time to empty your bench. And it looks like that may be what she does right now. But she's still leaving. She's not going. Webb is still staying in the game. I think that's probably foolish because you can see how aggressive the Chargers are now playing. And you do not want to risk your star player getting hurt.
Francis the drive from the right side. Underneath to Taylor, who misses, but her putback is no good either. She got her own board.
I mean, she's just so she is very versatile as a big.
Falls again. Lee to the basket. Her shot's no good, and Lattimore now with it. Here's the drive. All the way to the basket. Right hand is good there from Oglesby.
That's a lazy defense. Pop from behind attempt. Yeah, I'd be shocked to see her next stoppage of time. You got to get Webb out of this game.
And Frankie Francis knocking down the J, and she came off the bench. But she's got 11 points. She's had a great ball game, and the lead's up to 32. Jones on the left side of the floor. And is stolen by Francis. She's got Barlow ahead, but Francis is going to take it herself, scooping it up and in. Frankie Francis with 13 points on the ball game. And a 34-point advantage for the Eagles.
Yeah, at this point, I would say the Chargers have to empty their bench as well.
That's a backcourt violation.
Yeah, it's time to raise the white flag, I think. And at this point, not get any of your key players hurt because both of these teams will have a game tomorrow.
The Lighthouse Chargers will play for third place in Division II, while the Eagles will be playing for the national championship in D2.
And I believe they'll be playing for a silver ball.
That is correct. Yeah, playing for a silver ball. So definitely still playing for some hardware. The Lighthouse Chargers are.
Oh, good save there.
Yeah, there's a three-pointer, no good. The Chargers will play against the OKC Knights.
And now we see the bench emptying for both teams. We'll likely see some type of a substitution timeout at the very least so they can get these younger players in.
Under 2.5 minutes to go in the ball game.
We're going to see Orikara for the first time for the Eagles, and then we're going to see quite a few new players for the Chargers.
The foul will be against Webb, and Lattimore will go back to the free throw line. And that Lighthouse Chargers OKC Knights should be an interesting ball game as well. I mean, the Knights were definitely a team that could do a lot of things. I would say that the Knights probably had a better game in their matchup
Yes.
than the Chargers did, of course. I mean, that was a very competitive game we had.
It really was.
With the Knights and the Crusaders.
And I think the Chargers and the Knights will match up better. I think that they tend to both want to play at a little bit more measured pace, and so I think that will be a great game as well. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting matchup of Fort Bend versus the Crusaders out of Flathead Valley, almost the most northern tip of Montana, have come down here to participate in this competition. So that's really cool. I think I know in my 15, almost 20 years of homeschool basketball, it's the first time I've ever seen a team from Montana.
Which is just pretty cool, and I mean, we have a team from Hawaii that's competing.
Our 10U boys got to play against them early in the week.
Yeah, the Kraken.
That was cool. Yep, the Kraken, and I think they might have. I don't even remember. They might have actually gotten the victory against us. I'm not sure.
They've got a good ball club, and they definitely have a good ball club at that younger age group. But it's cool to see the expansion of homeschool basketball that continues.
Yeah, you know it's becoming a nationwide trend if we start seeing some of these larger cities, East Coast and East Coast representation. Like we start seeing teams from Massachusetts and New York, Chicago, some of these big cities where you'd love to see the homeschool alternative really take hold, especially from the sports perspective, and make this truly a national sport.
And that will wrap up this one. The Final Four for girls 18U Division II. Won here by the FBCHA Eagles out of Richmond, Texas. They will defeat the Lighthouse Chargers from right here in Springfield, Missouri. And they will win the Class 3A gold ball, which our color commentator Jeff Cannon will present to them right now. 65-30 win for the Eagles. Just a little rundown. Soraya Webb really doing it up. She had 18 points on the ball game. Frankie Francis with 13. Rebecca Taylor with 6. Julia Patton with 10. Faith Small with 5. Piper Francis with 7. Allie Lee with 4. And Kayla Barlow with 2. Lighthouse Chargers kind of struggled here today, but Oglesby tried to do her best. She ended up with 12 points on the ball game. As Rihanna Lattimore, who was an all-region player in the Heartland, finished with 8 points. Josie Boyd with 5. Sarah Jones with 3. That wraps up our ball game. And the Class 3A for girls 18U Division II gold ball champions are the FBCHA Eagles. And they will go on to take on the Crusaders out of Montana. And that should be a good ball game tomorrow. Congratulations to the FBCHA Eagles. And with Jeff Cannon, I'm Trellis Williams, live here from AG Financial Arena from Springfield, Missouri. We out.